Alright you lot, how you doing? So, we've had a bit of a drowning. We've got some drownage happening. Quite a lot of drownage actually. It's a bloody hot day today. I'm sweating like an absolute piglet. But the old Savage had a bit of a swim and it was very enjoyable. Yeah, so when went out first, we'll have a look at it in a minute, but I'll tell you the story. So got it out, you know, started it up. It was running a bit shit, so started to tune it up a bit. And the very first go up the road, it hit a bump, shot off, and went in a puddle. And it landed upside down in the puddle, and because it was upside down, the only thing you could see poking out the puddle was the bottoms of the wheels. So all you could see poking out the top of the puddle was about that much of the wheels, all four of them. So I was like, oh, there it is. Pulled it out, and yeah, that's as far as it went. I put it back in the car, and yeah. So let's have a quick look. We'll have to see if we can get it going again and see what's broken, what's not, etc. But it was running when it went in the puddle, so I dare say it sucked in a bit of water. We'll soon find out, that's for sure. That's a bit better, isn't it, like that? Right, let's have a look. Right, you lot. So it's about 3 or 4 days after now. Literally, you see me, I put this on the table, and then that's where it finished, because I had to go and I didn't never come back. I went out and never come back. So it stayed there. It's still the same. It's probably made it worse, but we'll find out. So let's take the body off. The air filter. Yeah, hold on. At the time, the air filter was wringing wet. Yeah, the air filter was wringing wet on the day, and I just put it back in the car, like in my actual car, went to work, and then brought it in here, and that's when you saw it. So we've got mud all over the place. The air filter feels, it's still wet, so we have to take that off, take that little Allen screw out. We can get the air filter out, and we'll have a look at that sponge. The electrics, all the servos and everything, they weren't working, so let's put the transmitter on, because they stopped working when it was wet. But they've come back on again now. Yeah. So they've dried out now, and we've got steering, we've got throttle, and we've got brakes. That's all working again now. Look, let me show you how dirty it is, look. Let me take you off the tripod, look. You can see where it went upside down, all the mud went in there, all the mud went everywhere. This isn't nowhere near as muddy as it could be, but I'm just saying it was actually upside down. It didn't have a shell on it either, so it just went upside down. You can see where it went in the muddy puddle, and all you could see was the bottoms of the wheels about there, like sort of thing, was poking out. So got a baby on the floor. So yeah, it just sort of must have just sucked it up. I mean, who knows? But we'll have a look. We'll get it going again. It's no big deal. Any engine is incredibly easy to get going again after it's sucked in water. Everybody thinks, oh no, it's sucked in water. That's it. It's going to be ruined. Not true. No matter what size the engine, you can get it going again, as long as it hasn't bent a crank or done anything like that. As long as it was just ticking over when it stopped, we'll be all right. Anyway, so this. What we got? I don't know what size that is. I'll get this one out here. Look. Put that on there. Nope, too big. So one down. While we're doing this, leave in the comments any of you that have drowned your Nitro cars or electric ones. Put the stories in the comments. I'm sure we all like a bit of a read, hear people's stories. I mean, I certainly do. I love hearing stories about people when they've drowned their cars and all that. Alright, that's finally out of there. It took a little while. Get that off. That's not wet. I don't know whether it went all the way through. You can see the water there, look. Don't know whether it went all the way through. Can't remember the last time I cleaned this filter. You see the water dripping down. It's not that wet anymore. Just feels wet on the outside, but it was ringing. It was absolutely ringing. Oh yeah, look, we've still got water here. Look, ready? And this is the main inner foam. You ready? When I squeeze it. Oh, it wasn't that bad. Oh, there it is. See, still got a bit in there. It'll be too much. There's all the oil coming off it. It'll be too much to run it, so I'll have to dry that out. I could probably let's dry that pretty well, but it'll still be too much water in there to run it, so I'll dry all that out. But we can still start it up without a filter on it. It's not actually, it didn't lock up. It was running when it went upside down in the puddle. It was upside down and it was still running, and I'm walking over to it and I see it. I was like, there's no point in running to it because, you know, it's had it, you know, whatever's happened is happened by now. So I just carried on walking and it was still running, and then it went whoa and cut out. But when I got it out the puddle, I noticed it's still going. A bit stiff, mind you, but it's still there. So just for good measure, I think the only thing that will mess us up is if the water's got to the plug. If the water's got to the glow plug and killed that, that will be the only trouble we might have. So I'll have to make sure the glow plug's still going alright. That's fine in there, there's nothing wrong in there whatsoever. Let's get the old glow starter on. I'm running out of glow starters now, I am. Get a good one. Right, let's get a good glow starter, look. Oh, yeah, I think it's going. It just hissed at me. It's got water on it, look. Hear it burning it all off. It's burning the water off. But we're going. That's good. And it's bloody hot. Burning my fingers. So... hasn't killed the glow plug. That glow plug is as old as this truck. I've never changed the glow plug on this. So that glow plug is as old as this truck. It's got as many hours on it. Because when it's the original plug that came in the 21 engine. Right. Here's the 21 engine that originally came in this truck. 3.5, 21. This lost all its compression. It just wore out, literally wore out. Started to get low compression. I bought this 4.6 engine to put in it. A lot of you lot already know the story, but for those of you that don't know the story, I'm retelling it. And of course it came without a plug, so I just literally took the plug out of the 21 engine and put it in this one. So it's the original plug that come with this truck when I got it. When this Savage 21 was brand new out, they'd only just released it. So there we go. We don't need an air filter just to start it, as long as we don't run it too long. Let's put it on the floor and get it going. Now, when I was running this, it was running very, very lean. So I was trying to tune it at the time when I crashed it into the puddle. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to tune it. And I was just going up the road. And that's when it hit a little bit of uneven road, flipped it upside down, rolled a bit, and then ended up in the puddle on the side of where I was. So let's give it a bit of a prime. I'm confident this is going to go straight on. Maybe not. Maybe we got a carburetor full of water. Right, let's take that out. Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a lot of water coming out of there. Now we got fuel coming out. Let's do this plug again, look. Alright. Alright, I'm back. Mrs. said she cooked some naan bread. I was like, alright. I went in there and had a bit of naan bread and got coffee while I was in there. But where was I? I was cleaning out this plug, wasn't I? So there we go. That's all working still. There was a lot of water in there, but not anymore. I don't know where the washer's gone. Oh, the washer's on the end of the go plug. I'm looking in there thinking, where's the bloody washer gone? Alright. Now, those of you that are a bit fussy and a bit proper are going to be like, there was water in there, there's going to be rust, there's going to be corrosion, everything. Look, who gives a fuck, right? It'll be alright, don't worry. So, it's still a bit stiff. I reckon that carb is full of water. Watch this. No. No, not full of water. Alright. Let's do that back up again. See, what I should have done was immediately, straight away, as soon as it... We'll go through, at the end of this video, we'll go through the steps that you should do if you drown your RC car, or if you drown any engine. You should never just leave it and let it sit, because then, yeah, it will start to go a bit rusty, it will, yeah, but, you know, there's things that you should do, and leaving it isn't one of them, but... I've done this enough times where I'm fairly confident, with a little bit of persuasion and a little bit of turned it off. A little bit of messing around. We'll be alright. That's what I said anyway. What I say and what actually happens could be two different stories. We've got plenty of fuel coming out there. Loads of fuel coming out the exhauster. Little patch on the floor. Let's make sure our glow plug's still going. It's very, very wet now. Very wet and sludgy. Because don't forget as well, it was muddy water. Look at that. Don't forget that it was muddy water that it went in. So, you know, it sucked in a load of mud as well as just water. Right, here we go. Make sure that we still glow. We're still glowing. A little bit of kitchen paper down there to dry up all that water what's in there. Get me washer. Yeah, like I say, there's no need to panic. If it was on like full revs when it goes underwater, say you was trying to do like one of those pond crossings, or perhaps it went in a puddle and then for some reason just went flat out or whatever. If it was on full revs, then you've got something to worry about, because what can happen is, as it sucks in the water, see, look, got a problem already. Look, when I touch that, can you see the failsafe? Ready? I've done it already. So I've got a short somewhere, bit of a problem somewhere, but we'll worry about that. Anyway, what was I saying? What can happen is, it's going at so many RPM, you know, it's going flat out. The water comes in, and water can't be compressed, okay? It just can't be compressed. So the water goes in through the air filter and goes in to the engine, on top of the cylinder, you know, and fuel gets compressed, and that's how it explodes, because the compression makes heat and then it explodes and away you go. But water can't be compressed. So what happens is you end up bending a crank. You might bend the con rod, you might bend a crank, you might snap a crank, you do a bearing, you damage the piston, you do all kinds of stuff. I've got a problem here with my failsafe, look. That's going mad while we're at it. I don't know why that is. Might be losing a signal or something, but we'll worry about that later. Let's worry about getting this engine going. Look. I've got any steering. I wonder if that's because the battery's going out. I don't know. Yeah. I'd say we're running out of battery. Anyway, let's get the engine going. We'll worry about the failsafe later on. Get a bit of oil down in there. What oil we got? There we go. Got a little bit of 3-in-1 multi-purpose oil. Now what I've done for many years, drop this down, the little hole where the pull start goes in, where the string goes in, put the oil in there, right, and that'll oil up the spring, oil it all up. Got a visitor, hang on. Got a little visitor, he's got his little stone. He's happy with himself once he's got a stone. Let's get the old engine heater on it and see if we can get some warmth into it. Hang on, hang about. I was having trouble finding my battery for it, but I found it now. I couldn't find it. I was like, what have I done with a bloody battery? Last time I had it, it was winter. Right, so we've got 35%, 33, 38, 37. Right, okay. I reckon that'll be enough for a bit of eating. I'm going to have to charge it up. Good old LiPo, this one. Right. Plug that in there. Get the heater on it. Get a bit of heat in it. Help melt away any water that might left be in there. Evaporation. I could put some WD-40. I dare say you lot are going to give me all kinds of things what you would do put WD-40, some kind of oil, after run oil, nitro fuel in there. You do all kinds of things probably. But I'm just going to stick with putting the heater on it, get a bit of heat in there already. That way it ain't got to combat against any, you know, being cold. Not that it's cold, it's 22 degrees today, but you know what I mean. Get it so it's nice and warm. Polestar don't like going back in there though, does it? Even though I have put oil in it. Len, don't do that. Little buggers pulling up the banana plants and putting it on the middle of the lawnmower. That's well hot now. That smell, oh, I can smell his hot metal and you can see all the smoke coming off of it. Look, that might be steam, smoke or steam. Let's put the old glow starter in. See if we can get it going. Where's the Polestar gone? I lost the Polestar. Let's come over here. Alright, here we go. Nearly. Did you hear it fire? It did go. It did go. All you've got to do if your Polestar gets jammed, just move the flywheel and usually it will probably come back. Not very happy, is it? That's for sure. We'll get there. Perseverance is always the key. As long as my battery holds up for the old heater. Get a bit of a blow. I'll tell you what, probably got water in the fuel. That wouldn't surprise me. Just had to go and check on the minion. He's running around in the garden. You gotta watch him. You gotta watch him. He can be a lunatic sometimes. Alright, here we go. Still hot, still going. Wants to go, getting old blisters in between your fingers again. Look, have to get back on the floor now. Alright, bit more fuel. Trouble is, all the exhaust fill up as well. I know the exhaust filled up because where it was upside down, and when it stopped, all the exhaust filled up. So, because when I picked it up, that all ran out. So there might be a bit of mud stuck in there or something, you know, you never know what's in there, do you? It's all dried now, of course. Right, I'm back. Little minion was causing havoc. Forget where I was now. What was I doing? The heater's still on. Right, that's loose. I put a glove on because get the old blister and it starts to hurt after a while. So, especially when you get nitro in it. Right. Here we go. Alright, that's gone off now, so I'm going to have to go and charge the battery. I'll put the battery on charge and then we'll come back. So I'll take the heater off. Still a fair bit of heat in there, the battery's on charge. So let's see, it was nearly there, wasn't it? It was getting there. Now, I'm sitting on a stool, by the way, because my knees were starting to hurt on the floor. I need a bench where I can start things up, but I ain't got one. Oh, there we go, look. Nearly went. Let's do that up. It's going to be noisy. Yeah, it's going to be noisy. Oh, thank you. Got a bit of wood with some hearts on, look. Thanks. Wait, I'll put it down there for a minute. It's going to be noisy, Lynn. Let's get this going, look. Stop. 10 minutes stop. Alright. Bit more fuel. I dare say some of you are probably thinking, you said it's easy at the beginning of this video, you've got nothing to worry about, now you're having trouble starting that. What I mean is, you haven't got anything to worry about, but imagine you were drowned, yeah, and you know, you breathed in a load of water and you laid there and someone pulled you out the water. I think you'd be a bit rough for a while, wouldn't you? Until you sort of cleared yourself out and you was back up to normal speed, if you know what I'm trying to say. It's the same thing. Engines are just like people in many ways. I've spoke about it before. So when any engine has any major problem, like being drowned, it'll be a bit rough for a little while. Getting it going will be a bit difficult. You've got to get the heart beating again, do you know what I mean? Once you get it going, I've done this enough times with full-size engines and nitro engines. I know what the procedure, you know. Of course there can be loads of problems, you can do loads of damage, but don't worry until you find the damage, you know what I mean? Don't panic straight away. You've got to be optimistic and positive, and then you come across anything else. That's what I mean. So, the minion's gone inside now, so I should be able to carry on with this. I've got to watch him, you see. Any of you lot with kids, you know, you got to watch him all the time, because I'm in here, he'll be out there running around, I'll be like, it's gone quiet. He'll climb over the garden fence, he'll be running down the neighbour's garden. You know what I mean? So, you got to watch him. think what I'm going to do, I think I need the engine heater back on it, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to loosen that plug. So what will happen is, by loosening it, you lose a little bit of the compression. So there should still be enough for it to start, but it'll be enough, you know, it won't be too much. Another problem I'm getting at the moment is the fuel keeps working its way back, which is a bit annoying. But we'll get there. I'm wondering now if the glow plug's playing up, because we have got fuel going in. That is soaking wet. Nothing. Not a dicky bird. So, let's go up to the bench and we'll have a look further. So on the bench, I know for a fact that this glow starter is starting to go a bit weird. I haven't got any other glow starters at work, apart from this one that half works. Right. There we go. Right, so I know that one. So I know this one has had it then. I charged it literally a few hours ago, fully charged it for overnight, you know, it was a good 12 hours charge. So I know this one's had it then. I'm running out of glow starters now. This one is a bit dicky. It works sometimes, other times it don't. But at least I know this glow plug ain't had it. So the reason we weren't starting it is because I didn't have any electric. Back down to the floor. I tell you lot, it's about, I'm sweating, man. It's a nice day out there. It's been raining, but the humidity's getting you today. I think the temperature, I haven't got a temperature gauge in there, but the last time I see the one out there, it was 26 degrees, but it's very humid. So I actually proper melting today, but after I've got this going, I think it's time for a couple of beers, definitely. Alright, here we go then. Let's get this back in again. Alright. Be careful with that washer. Today's a Saturday, and I had planned this morning I was going to go down to Active Scale Models and get all the bits. I was going to film it and everything. I was going to ask them, I was going to say, can I film in your shop? And I was going to film the lot, getting all the bits, but then I got asked to go in and work. So I've been working all morning, and now it's the afternoon. They've closed now, so that was that. Alright, let's get this. If this does start, it's probably going to fly off because I've got the throttle open. So
on it to cool it down. The fan's there to blow the smoke out the door. It's not there to cool it down. I want it to get hot really, but I've got the fan there to blow the smoke out the door. Yeah, running well now though. I'm pleased with that.
Well, there we go. That was sitting there running for a good sort of 5 minutes on the rest of that fuel. So, runs pretty well now. All I've got to do then is clean that air filter, dry that out. I won't even bother cleaning it, I'll probably just dry it out. Stick that back in and away we go. The problem with the receiver and that, I'm pretty sure it's because the battery's dead. So I have to stick that back on charge. I think the battery's had it, because it just sits there, you know, I charge it up, thinking I'm going to use it, but I never do, and it sits there with a full charging for like a year, 2 years. And obviously it just depletes the, you know, it destroys the battery doing that, doesn't it? So it's probably had it anyway, but I'll give that a charge up. And away we go. Pleased. No block carb, no nothing. Lovely. There's the old air filter. I'll leave that there. Leave that there. That can dry out. It's bloody not. I keep telling you, so it's hot, nice and warm enough today. It's hot enough today. That would dry out lovely. Put my tools away. And yeah, job well done. Some of you are going to say, oh, you should put some after run oil in there and all that. I ain't got any to start with. I've never used after run oil. It's alright, it'll be alright. I sat there for 5 minutes. I had loads of fuel going round it. I richened it up a bit. There's loads of fuel on the floor. It's running 30% nitro anyway. Plenty of sweat come off my head and went on it. Plenty of lubrication. The 3-in-1 oil that went in there's probably done that anyway. Love it, you lot, love it. So there we go. I really wish I'd have had a camera or even took a picture of when it was drowned. But I was, you know, it was 10 minutes before work. I was busy, you know, and a few people were there with me. We was having a laugh, and when I crashed it, they were all laughing, and I was just like, fuck's sake, you know. I just picked it up. I didn't even think to take a photograph of it or anything. But yeah, that would have been a good thumbnail picture to put on this video, funnily enough, but I ain't got one, so it's simple as that. But yeah, there it goes, you lot, and I'm happy. And I'm saying it now because I did it for a laugh. There was you would have seen me squirting a little bit of easy start. A little bit of that engine start in there. That was only for a laugh, to try and trigger some of you lot, wind you up a bit. Never use engine start or any type of easy start, anything like that on a nitro engine, because it's so explosive that it can literally blow the head off. It literally blow it up. So it's not a good idea to use it on a nitro engine. It's too small. Yeah, the explosion can be too much for it. And I know some people like to proper spray it in, so the easiest option is just don't use it. But I did it for a laugh, to see how many of you lot comment before you see this part of the end of the video. Got ya. I'll catch you on the next one. You lot all the best. Enjoy yourselves, won't you?